Hi, how you doing? Good day and welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. My name is Iman. It is a delight to be here with you today. Thank you for being here. Please, there's a link on here with our handle. Please do not click on that link. Yes, please do not click on that link. That's not the right link. The right link will be posted in a minute, and you'll be able to tell the difference. But hi, how you doing? I hope your day is going just fine. Thank you for being here today. I Now is a good time. Yes, now is a good time to let everybody know that we are here, and we are about to begin with a newspaper review. Thank you for being here. Please like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. I beg, but like this broadcast. It helps with our rating. It helps with visibility. So please take out time to like the broadcast. Please, thank you very much. Okay, we'll be moving on. Before we move on, come on, let's check up on each other. How are you doing? I hope the day started just fine for you, or the day is going fine for you, or the day is ending fine for you now. This is it. I hope the day is just perfect or going well for you. Otherwise, cheers to life, and we thank God for a bright new day. Okay, the link has been posted. If you'd like to join the conversation, you know what to do. Just click to join the conversation. Thank you very much. A big shout out to my people. Let's start with our dearest mommy diaspora. Beautiful morning to you, dearest mama. Thank you for being on this broadcast with us. A big shout out to my amazing panelists. But please take out time to like the broadcast before you click on that link. A big shout out to each and every one of you that held it down with us all through yesterday, all of our broadcasts. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for being here today also. Welcome to the broadcast, Mr. Mark Irabo. What a delight. How are you doing today? Good morning to you, sir. It's good to have you here. I hope your day is going just fine, Mr. Mark Irabo. Thank you so very much. It's good to have you here. A big thank you to each and every one of you. Come and say something to me. Okay. If I not reach for you to say good morning, just say, hey girl, how are you? Little girl, how are you? Anything, just come. Let's rapport. All right, Mr. Makirabo, I welcome you to the broadcast, and I know you're at work, but I'd like for you to say something too. In no time. All right, we'll be moving straight to the business of the day. But before yes, we'll be moving. Let's just move into the papers already. Our first paper for today is going to be Tribune. See, if I have not said anything, all protocol observed, please. Pardon. And here we have salary palaver. ASU rules out strike in resolution of crisis. Now, that's a breath of fresh air. And condemns attempts by federal government to reduce lecturers to casual workers. And here we have court commits EFCC chairman to prison, direct IGP to execute order. Okay, Mr. Makirabo, thank you very much. God bless you. Big time. Thank you very much, sir. And just beneath the nameplate, did you get that? Court commits EFCC chairman to prison. Are you guys hearing me? I mean, this is good. This is good when you're not fighting the government. It looks like the judicial system is for you. It's there to fight truly. But look at this. Court commits EFC. We'll take that story. So will EFCC chairman truly go to jail? Really be taken into custody to do time? Although the sentencing, there is no time. Okay, I shouldn't be saying this now. We'll take this story comprehensive because this is a big story. This is the EFCC chairman. That EFCC has no business fighting crime. If their chairman, has been found, all right, and they are refusing to comply. I just couldn't wait to say that, but let's move on. There's more to the story. NDLEA uncovers plots to introduce lethal synthetic opioids, fentanyl to Nigeria. Proposed 871 billion naira for police in 2023 budget insufficient. And that's by the minister. Nigeria to get 95 million euros as UK increased climate adaptation budget. If you want to know more on that, please pick up the Tribune and check out page 11. You get that. Udom Bala Mohammed reaffirmed support for Atiku despite position of G5 governors within Rivers. Oh, sorry, despite position of G5 governors, PDP will win Rivers and 24 other states, and that's from the untouchable are you. Okay, let's see. 4 here dead, several injured as explosion rocks on Onitsha chemical market. NDDC to repair damaged east-west road. Bandits abduct 20 children, demand 40 million naira ransom. Kidnapped ex-millet's wife released after 3 days. I think we took a story yesterday. In move to secure Kano for APC, Ganduje. Yeah, Gandu. Please, what is Ganduje's other name again? Let me know. Ganduje reconciles the Goa deputy governorship candidate. So the people, you see, again, court nullifies Zamfara PDP governorship primaries, APC and PDP. How market APC and PDP? How market? That's all we have on Tribune. Mr. Van Maxwell, it is good to have you on the broadcast today. Gandola. Okay. Mr. Van, you know, say if I say Baba and you say Gida, now you talk about. I don't want anybody to come and flog me 20 strokes of the cane as I am here like this. Mr. Vine Maxwell, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Please, do want us to click on the first link you see there. Click on the one that has click to join the conversation. That's the right one, please. All right, you can tell PDP, APC are having issues with their governorship candidates. Now, not just Zamfara, for other states too, you know, so they don't know their issues. I don't know, it's not going, it's not getting any easier for APC and PDP. Now, in all fairness, if we are having, you know, this conversation, we would agree that it seems like it is Labour Party, only Labour Party that's got their acts together. Now I'm talking about the top 3 political parties running for the presidency, the position of the presidency. It is just Labour Party. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, we're having a conversation, right? So yeah, I stand to be corrected, of course. So far, they're having serious issues. Serious issue, court case, INEC, and they're nullifying these primaries that happen again. Well, let's see how that goes. Big shout out to you, Mommy Diaspora, and salute to you. Thank you for being here. We told the story yesterday. Bandits abduct 20 children. Now, okay, I mean, we are very familiar with these stories. We are also familiar for those that choose to believe it or that does not choose to believe it. Doesn't mean that it is not happening back here. But they become so brazen now that they go to people's house to actually kidnap people. So we already know this now. We read it here on the news, so we cannot say that we do not know this. We already know this. But they are demanding for 40 million naira. NDDC to repair. NDDC. Okay, let's move on. And now, yes. So 4 fair dead at the explosion yesterday at the Onitsha chemical market. I hope if you have people in Onitsha, I hope you have reached out to them. It was quite an explosion. I tried grabbing a video for you, but the explosion was so massive. It was caused by chemicals. Yeah. But you know, and it went on for quite some time, and this is it. We're having, like, you have areas where, and you know, some of these things, like you have people selling gas or refilling gas in residential areas, and if you check, they don't have fire extinguisher. They don't have anything to curtail. I mean, this has to do with your business, and the chances of this happening is not slim. It's very huge. So if you know you are into this, there should be some kind of structure. Now there is chemical market, and the chances of the chemical exploding is, I mean, we all know this. I'm sure they know these are people that have been selling it for years. So if it's something that the government is not willing, something that the government is not doing, they should be able to do this themselves, you know, or the government should have been able to know. Well, the government should have been able to have like a fire truck in, in some areas. Like, okay, just should anything happen, let's have this on standby. People wouldn't have lost as much as they did yesterday. And other places that are having, big places that there could be fire outbreak. Let's have centers around there. And I'm saying centers around that. I'm not saying let's have a fire truck center in Surulere and then the next one should be on the island, knowing that the traffic in Lagos sometimes, yeah, let's say sometimes, and by sometimes I'm talking about maybe Sundays are like your best days to just hit the road any time of the day, but Monday to Saturday, I beg check well. Okay, so you know that sometimes there is this traffic and they might not be able to get there in good time, as that's some of the problems, challenges that these people face when they arrive late to locations. These are the problems that they are facing. So why don't we not say the traffic in Lagos will not, I don't know who will be able to help us after this long. I don't know who is going to be able to help us. So before we think of clearing the traffic, let's do the one that is, that we can do right now, like having fire trucks, or if the people can begin to provide these things for themselves. Now, all of this that is gone, if there is no insurance, and I'm not sure these people, well, let's not say I'm not sure how many people have their products insured, how many people have their company insured. So they are going to be responsible for the losses. These are products that they are buying outside. So it's a huge loss. The video had people, the video I stumbled upon had people wailing, had men wailing, and you just know that I don't know how many people would have fainted, how many people would have passed out and all of that. Only Matthias. So you only came on here just to say that Nigeria traffic is always and not sometimes. All right, good morning to you too, sir. It's good to have you on the broadcast, my brother. Okay, thank you for agreeing on this one. So it's just to be wise if these people are able to put things in place for themselves. And I mean, we know how far with the government. Let's have fire extinguishers. Let's have it. You have a car, please have fire extinguisher. Yeah, as much as we can. So I really wanted to show you that video. The video disappeared. So the fire extinguisher, no, the fire service came actually, but they do not have hose. Am I not saying this right? I feel like I'm talking like someone that has a cut tongue. But hose, they came with hose. No, sorry, they didn't come with hose. So they had to start scooping the water from the truck and pouring it on the building or in the market. Can you believe that? I know you do not believe. Don't worry, we are having our chat and we are going to be talking about the things happening in Nigeria. So why did you come all the way? So you think they don't have well? Okay, they say it is usually not just water, there are chemicals that they mix. Okay, so it was good that they came, right? That story was just very somehow, all right. Despite the position of G5 governors, PDP are still very certain that they are going to win the forthcoming election. They are going to win in River. You win in River State. What is Wike doing that will allow you win? All right, say that you win in River State, the G5 governor state, they will win, and 24 other states. We don't have anything to. If you have anything to say to that, please respond. Now will be a good time. Now, this year is so the NDLEA has uncovered plots to introduce lethal synthetic opioids to the country. They're saying this drug cartel are trying to get Nigeria, trying to saturate the Nigerian market with this, and they're saying people, words, parents, mothers, everybody all hands should be on deck. Say this fentanyl is one of the major causes of depression and overdose, death, drug abuse, drug overdose, and that it is this fentanyl that it is more 90% much more powerful than heroin and even opioid. And they say all ends should be on deck, and that I think they say it's already in the market, but they are looking out. They are seriously. Well, NDLEA, let's give it to them. I think they are up and doing this time. They're up and doing. So they say that that's going to happen, and that Nigerians should be very careful. Should be really careful. And they say it could come in a pill form, or it could come in a liquid substance, or it could come in a powdery substance. And they say that. So there are three ways that this can be applied. Either you take it orally, one, or it is used as nasal spray. And then the third one is the most boggling of them all, that this drug can, it can be transformed into eye drop. So because I want to get high, I will not have to. You people are doing a lot though. And I mean, you people have upgraded from the normal chilling to doing nasal spray. Well, we watched our fathers do snuff. We watch our fathers do snuff. So okay, maybe that's fine. But eye drop, in form of eye drop. All right, let's see how that goes, and I hope that that is cut. So if you have people down here, please talk to them, advise them on why not to go and read up on fentanyl and why it is not something that should be toyed with. I hope that the authorities are able to, take it out of the market and not just come and say, let us all be careful. I hope that, they don't exchange handshake and the whole thing just circulates in the country, because with everything that they said here, it sounds like it is deadly. Yeah, it sounds like it's a deadly one. So I really hope that that does not happen. Now let's take the EFCC. Let's take the EFCC story. So over time, the EFCC chairman, Bawa, yeah, Bawa, had been invited by the court. No, not invited by the court. There was a summon against him. Okay, just so I say this word for word, let's take this. Let's take this. Let's read this together. A Lagos-based lawyer, Festus Ogun, has asked the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Abdulrasheed Bawa, to obey the court order that committed him to prison. Ogun said nobody was above the law, especially public officers who swore oaths of allegiance to defend and uphold the Constitution. Okay, so he was sentenced to Kuje Correction Center, and that's, the court says for context. So it should be there until, he doesn't have that in him anymore. So there's no time frame to that, and that's very confusing, as we don't know how long he's supposed to stay. He's involved with in a 40 million naira deal and a Range Rover. So someone gave him a Range Rover and 40 million, and this is the person was an applicant, had an issue with EFCC and gave that to him, and now they are asking why was he given to you, and he has been asked to return it severally. That's the problem. He has been asked to return this thing severally, but he refused. Now that's the contempt that the court, is taking him in on. The fact that the court has asked him repeatedly to return this money, to return the money and the gift, and initially it was a case of bribery, and he said, no, do you know why this money was given to me? Is it stated anywhere that I was bribed? Is it stated, if it is for me or it is supposed to be for someone else or something else? And the court said, okay, the only reason why we are sending you to Kuje Correctional Center is because you have refused to obey the court's ruling. So if they are doing this to the person, should we be expecting the same courts to take action against the president? Because this is not going to be the first time we are having a case of contempt here. And then we have the story how Nigerians are reacting to this. Nigerians are not reacting pleasantly to the. Oh no, Nigerians are happy that this is happening, but this story is still tied back to the Nnamdi Kanu case and the federal government refusing to release Nnamdi Kanu, and they are saying that. So what's going to happen in that regard? Although Bawa says he's going to appeal the case, but why not just give the person the 40 million and the range, Abi, and save yourself all of this? And you are brazenly fighting this kind of corruption, brazenly. And so because the courts could not, or because because the court could not prove that it was bribe and all that, the only thing they are holding against him is the fact that they've told him to refund the gifts, whether it is gift, whatever it was, they told him to refund it, that his office does not permit such. Let's see how that goes. That's it on Tribune. Oh, we've taken just Tribune so far. Tribune sure came loaded for us. And then good news, ASU would not be going on strike. Mr. Emmanuel Osedeke has come out to say that they are ruling out strike in resolution of crisis. And although they do not like the way that federal government has reduced them to casual workers, I don't understand what that means, reducing them to casual workers. Okay, please, I'm going to touch on the drug story one more time. Please, 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 let's do well to talk to our words. Let's do well to talk to our brother, sister. FC. I mean, you know your people. Anyone that you know that is not junkie per se, but just advise them to, this is a no-go area. It's a no-go area. The stories about it is there's nothing that should make anybody want to try this. After hearing all of this, there's nothing that should make anybody at all want to try this. All right, if you're just joining us, welcome to our newspaper review. My name is Ima. It's good to have you on here. Please do well to like this broadcast as we move on, and also share. Yes, please do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comments section. Thank you very much. We'll move to the punch now. All right, federal government eyes $400 billion for energy transition plan. Please, it should not be this. It should not be this current government. They should leave it for the incoming for the incoming government. I beg. This energy transition plan seems like a really good deal. I mean, it's amazing we hear these things in papers, but we don't see it down here on ground. We don't see this stuff as $400 billion. Okay. ASU awaits court ruling on half pay. Nigeria, 16 countries to fight money laundering and terrorism. Here we have awarding Qatar World Cup a mistake. Blatter regrets. 2023 polls subject presidential candidates, others to psychiatric test, and that's from the Nigerian Medical Association. Who are for this? Okay, and let's see how far they are going. This one is not debate, though. If they are not going for debates that they want to talk, is it now everybody should come and see their health status that they are going to agree on? Mr. Wilfred, I salute to you. Thank you for being here. And it says those with untreatable mental neurological problems should not lead. Medical body offers to set up panel of renowned specialists to do screening. And the picture story, we have the POP of from different states of, I mean, for many that has been to that has gone through this phase, I'm sure you have an idea. This brings back sweet memories to you. NYFC asks members to promote unity and nation building. Go and tell the president that one, I beg. Leave those innocent people. Chidinma foster father. Okay, no, Chidinma foster father lied about attacker's death, and that's by the police. Hushpuppi, finally. Our notorious is our own now. We're not going to accept this one. It is still our own. It is still our own, rather. But the notorious what's this? What is this here? Well, he has been jailed for 11 years and 3 months. And the news says Hushpuppi jailed 11 years despite wife and imam's pleas. And here we have Celestial Church members mob punchman, police probe attack. So Hushpuppi finally got a verdict, and he has been sentenced to 11 years and 3 months. And now, before the verdict, the wife had written overtime to the judge. So also two imams, one in Lagos, the other one in Bono, and they are saying that please. Okay, and they're saying that the wife is saying, please, I mean, of course, a note filled with passion and all that for the husband for a reduced sentence. Yes, that's what she was sure. Of course, that's what she's trying to query. And then the imams, unbelievable, highly unbelievable, and should not be done. And this goes on to question, every Nigerian or the character of Nigeria, of Nigerians. Because I don't understand how an imam will be saying they should free someone who defrauded 1.9 million Americans, and you are saying because he is a huge donor, they should release him. And the other one says that he supports the widows, he supports orphaned children, he supports, so they should release, for that, I mean. But it's a good thing that it is not our judicial system, that was dealing with the case. They looked at the case, they looked at, they looked at the facts that they had and in line with what their constitution say. And of course, he's done 2 years, or he's done almost 2 years already since 2020 that he's been there. But they went on ahead to give him 11 years and 3 months. So, how we think that begging, Nigerians, somebody just thinks that once they beg you, that should be it. It settles everything. Not be America, you did. Not be Nigeria, you did. Your wife is coming to say they should please for love's sake. This one is saying because you're a donor. An imam, somebody defrauded you. Do you know what it is when you defraud someone of all their life savings? It doesn't matter what you use it for. If you are 1,000 good and you are just one bad, you are bad. It's all rotten. You've messed it up. So asking, so they actually wrote from here in Nigeria, even stated their should the police not even go and pick those people up as accomplices? I mean, because their marks is there, their location is there. The wife would understand, but the imams coming out to say because he's a good donor, no, that was really, really debasing. That was out of it, really, really out of it. Thank you, each and every one of you joining. Thank you, Madam Bosset. It's good to have you here. See me smiling. All these smiles for you. All these beautiful smiles for you, Madam Bosset. Thank you for being on here, Mr. Lucky. It's good to have you on here. Good morning to you. Amen. 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 Thank you, Mr. Wilfred. It's a pleasure to have you on this broadcast. Thank you, and of course, my brother Nice. How are you doing today?
My beautiful sister Ima, nice to have me.
Thank you very much,
You are looking good. Nice to see that.
But Nice, don't stop now. Come on, continue.
Don't worry, I will shower the rest on you later. When I reserve the rest, when I don't finish on once.
Okay, all right, but Nice.
You see this Hushpuppi issue you touched now, eh? Okay, let's finish first. Then when you reach my turn, I will talk.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, then we have the Chidinma. So the court was charging the police for detaining Chidinma's father. I said, why did you detain Chidinma's father and an underage girl? And that would be Chidinma's step sister, a younger sister. And he said, no, that the father came in and said he was so disappointed at what his daughter did and that he wanted to, help with investigations and all of that. So they said they did not keep him in cell. They kept him in a protective room to help with investigations. Now, while all of that was happening, in the course of interrogations, the detective got to know that the man is Chidinma's foster father. And he lied, or they got to know that he's having an affair with his daughter. So it's been there. So now they are linking them to say the father is very involved in what this girl, the foster father is very involved in what this girl is doing. Now they reached out to Chidinma's mom, and she said that she was never in support of the father of this girl staying with her father, but they had their way with it, and she just didn't want, or probably maybe she fought it, or I mean, somebody's having an affair and this grown, maybe that's where she wants to be. We need to start looking at those instances. So Chidinma is set to be having a relationship with her foster father. The love must be really strong for the man to want to come and stay in the same cell that she is with her, but they gave him another room, gave each of them another one. So upon this finding, they decided to detain the man. Like, okay, he's definitely hiding something. And even Chidinma herself is said to also be hiding something. There's been back and forth of the story. We all know the first confessional video that she made, or that was released out there. She said she agreed to killing the man, and now that was striked out. They said she answered under duress, So that's now she's saying, she's just giving us different recounts, and it's been how many? It's been so long, and the case just keeps dragging out. We don't know to what extent, but this revelation, this should not be coming as a surprise to us. We know that there are some people that have affairs with their own biological children. Yeah. Yeah, should we have an episode on that? Should we have a talk on that? See people that are willing to come and share how they've been having affairs. Okay, probably we'll consider that, but that should not come as a surprise. But now the police are linking them, saying it is probably something that they planned, or it's something they do, but that just went to another level and that has escalated. Talk about family business. All right. I hope whoever is guilty, whoever, if they are guilty, I hope they go down for it. I hope they go down for it. What other story we have here? Yes, Nigerian Medical Association. This is a nice one, and I hope they stand their feet. We need to know the medical state, the health status rather of our leaders, and they've come out to say, and questions were thrown at them like, where will it happen? They said it's not going to happen, that they are going to get people to do it, and that the results will be released to Nigerians, because they were asking, will it be kept, will it be kept to them, or is it an information? So if you are coming to serve in a public office, of course it will be given out there. But if it is a private thing, you just want to know your health status, of course it will not be shared. But if it is because you're a candidate, a presidential candidate, then definitely you should be going through the you should be going through the psychiatric test, and all that, the check for mental illness, check for the ones that are treatable, the ones that are untreatable. You should be out of it already. They're checking for neurological problems, because that is very necessary. The state that Nigeria is in, I think this is the first. This is the neurological. This thing but it is stated here already. So that when I hope this happens, we already know how these presidential candidates do not avail themselves for public scrutiny. But I hope that they will see to this one. Now, NMA are saying that they don't want anybody bribed. They don't want, so it's something they will conduct themselves. And if possible, sir, I think they should. They are saying they don't want them going to shake hands, bribe anybody. But this is a good one. This is really a good one, and I hope it is implemented. And I hope tomorrow we don't see optional presidential candidates after Peter Obi has gone to do his own, because we already know that man is ever ready. Yeah, yeah. You think this is a good idea, and you think that you want this to happen. Come on, talk about it. Let me catch your reaction on that. But now they are already saying that anybody that has untreatable mental neurological problems should not lead. So that should be an automatic disqualification. It's a good thing that they're already saying what should disqualify. The doctors are saying what should stand as a disqualification for people now, so that they will not say after looking at the result, or they are cheating. So we all know this now. Please pass it on to your principal, that if you have these three things or two, it's just two. Well, if you have either of this, there are chances. Oh no, you will not be allowed to lead. And I hope that NMA was that's Nigerian Medical Association. I hope they will take this on very seriously. I truly hope they will take this on very seriously. Let's see if there's any other story we are yet to take on this. Else, let's move on to another story. If you're just joining us, and if you have been here, you are yet to like our this broadcast, please take our time to do so. Thank you very much. The last paper would be, oh, we just took the bunch. Okay, the last paper would be Daily Sun. On Daily Sun, we have on here, Obi's candidacy part of restructuring we are advocating, and that's from Afenifere. Tension as gunmen attack police checkpoints in Anambra. Wike Otom Ikpeazu Makinde Uguwanyi will work for Atiku, PDP. They are not our enemies. That's for my you. I am still in charge of campaign committee, and that's from Udom, the governor of Akwa Ibom State. ASU accuses FG of treating lecturers like casual workers. Okay, we took that already. Let's see what other story we don't have here. Okay, EFCC chair responds. All right, EFCC chair appeals judgment, sending him to prison for contempt. Okay, okay. Looks like it's gonna be a long one. Let's see. Let's see what what will be said at the appeal court. 14 burned to death in Kano road crash. Flood kills 24, displaced. Flood kills 24, displaces 134,000 in 44 communities in Benue. Ugwuanyi pleads with federal government to intervene in dilapidated federal roads in Enugu. FC Forex crisis, unauthorized levies. Okay, that's not very clear, so I'll just skip on that. Court orders INEC to respond to suit seeking to disqualify Tinubu. Now, this did not just come on, but this has been on for a very long time, and surprisingly, the court has been quiet on this. So, seeing this in the papers yesterday, this week it has been in the papers. This week, it keeps coming back. And let's see how this happens they are on the grounds of health, on the grounds of okay, so are we seeing the circulating document that has to do with the presidential candidates of APC. The what is that called? That has to the document. They say it's the original document that is linking him to drugs. So there are people who rose up and they're questioning the integrity of Tinubu, and they've asked the court to they're seeing him on this ground. Let's see how this story unfolds. I'm really surprised to see that they're still going on ahead with it. I thought it was squashed already. Yeah, I thought it was squashed already. So this is good. And then the black market, marketers they're saying they're buying for as much as 190, 195 depot price. That's easy, they're buying that for depot price. We should be expecting 20 to 30 naira on it. So let's say we should be getting ready to buy fuel for 230, 250 thereabouts. And they never come on subsidy. At this point, that's what. And now, if you even see the reason why this fuel is even this expensive, the marketers are sourcing for dollars themselves. The bank is not giving them dollars for this. They say they don't have dollars. Like dollars they have is for people paying medical bills and going abroad, paying medical bills and school fees. But every other person transacting business, I mean, who should they prioritize at this point? People transacting business, even these ones, even the marketers, they are going to change at black market. If they're going to change at black market that is going for over 800 naira, how do we expect to buy it for? So federal government cannot even regulate price at this point. DA Osadola, I greet you right back. And my beautiful sister, Udoka Joy, thank you for being on this broadcast. Now, that's why we are having, aside the fact, that's why we are having scarce. So, if they are going to be buying at that price, the exchange rate. So, at this point, I say as dollar they go up, it looks like, say, our own fuel, our pump price too, will they go up. And no be as dollar they go up for bank rate or for black markets. I see we go up there. Thank you for joining on our newspaper review. That's as much as we have. So there is a breaking. No, it's not a breaking. It cannot be a breaking news. It is said that unknown gunmen attacked and robbed and some people on Lagos Ibadan Expressway, and I was like, hey. Unknown gunmen don't reach Lagos. Wahala deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please do also like this broadcast. Thank you very much. Let's have our panelists that set the papers with us. But nice, I'm ready for you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Once again, morning to my panelists and the people on the comment section. I greet you all. Special greetings to Mommy Diaspora. Thank you, Mommy, for being there always. Naomi Bella, I greet you if you are there. Mr. Van Maswe, I greet you, sir. So,
Brother Knight, if after greeting everybody on here and I say thank you for your submission, what will you do?
Yeah, we lock up now. What do you say I do? I go lock up. Okay. So, this Raymond Abbas Hushpuppi is among the one of the most useless scammer that I've ever seen in my life. Hushpuppi is one of the useless scammer that I've ever seen in my life. Hushpuppi, with all the word that Hushpuppi scam from people, that is stolen from people. Hushpuppi did not invest with that money. He did not invest in any estate so that people around him will benefit from it. The only thing Hushpuppi did with those money is to go and sponsor jihadists and Islamic school. That is where he spent that money. And the rest of them to buy luxury cars and telling people that he have millions of employees that is under him. Gateman is receiving 1,000 plus salary every month. That is where that money went. He scammed that money from people. He did not pay me. I wish he used that money to establish things that will benefit Nigeria. I will be praising Hushpuppi. But Hushpuppi acquired that kind of money and he did not invest in anything. He did not spend that money to benefit anybody in Nigeria. Hushpuppi. Hi. That thing is still dey pain me. I wish he stole that money from these people and spent that money in Nigeria to develop Nigeria. At least we'll still know, say the money where white people steal from us, we still dey regain our back from them. But for this man to steal that money, Congo, they give am back to the people where steal am from. They use am buy luxury car from them. Oh. Now there I know, say, all those scammers, that's what their life they always be. No scammer where you go see, where is scam person, where use that money to invest. All of them, they spend that money for rubbish thing, for internet. And then they spend their money. You know, the scammers, they are among the useless people that I've ever seen in the world. Scammers. And at the end of the day, they'll still go prison joiner. You know. So that is for that guy. You know. At least I wish he spend that money now, use and invest. We go still know what he go prison for. So that if he come back from prison, he go still get something to fall back to. But this one now, he go finish that prison now, he go start from square one. No investment, nothing. What is he going to fall back to after prison? You know. Surround yourself with friends that will advise you and will say no. So that is for that. This girl, Chidinma, that Chidinma case, that her case is a very difficult case because that Chidinma case, that case was not, it was done by a lot of people. That killing, I don't think Chidinma did that killing, allegedly. She did not did it alone. Because I will not see how a woman of that kind of her age can even subdue that kind of man. With the kind of strength that man has. So if they do diligent investigation, you will see that a lot of people are involved in that business. You know. So that is just for that. That Chidinma situation, I don't know, somebody that have committed a crime, they now make her become a model in prison. She was contesting for the most beautiful this thing. So
I think she won it.
And she won it.
If we are going to analyze this Chidinma's saga, remember when the story came up earlier? She agreed that somebody brought drugs. The person that came brought drugs. Even the other people, they also agreed that somebody came. She came outside, collected it, and went. So nobody came inside. Nobody went inside with her. Nobody went in with her. And she said it was supposed to, pass out while she does all of that and escape. But he woke up and I think he gave it a fight, and that was where everything else. But she has recounted that and said she was under duress when she said that. So we can't take that to the bank anymore.
Well, every time she always tell us the best story every time,
She's quite a storyteller, I agree. Now that there's a finding, or now that it is out that she's having an affair with the father, it now looks like they have like it's a thing for them. They do this when the man, and she's a very beautiful girl, so it's probably a case. I mean, if you can be having an affair with your father, it's as good as giving you out to other men so that they can make money. So I think that's what this case is turning around to be.
Yes, that is what I'm telling you, that this case is very diverse, you understand? Because if you look at this Chidinma is like a girl that someone is using to get advantage of men. You understand? If he's not taking himself, the chief of the police, he was in custody. If you even look very careful, maybe that one will still be having his own way. You understand? Because that one was it was very difficult for that man to bring this girl to justice. You know, when people were asking me questions about Chidinma, I don't want to talk about it. So a lot of things is going on in Chidinma's case. You understand? That country, that country, is a very difficult country. You cannot trust police. You cannot trust ordinary people. You cannot trust your own biological father. Everything is just messed up. Imagine father sleeping with daughter, and then sending daughter to take advantage of men. Eh? Even the people that kept her in custody, those ones, they are still doing their own thing. So
Brother
my
Nice,
sister,
Brother Nice,
yeah,
remember, the man is a foster father. He's a foster father. I
yeah,
don't think it's the real biological. I don't think it's the biological father. He's a foster.
yeah,
So
it's a
should it
foster
still
father.
be encouraged? You think father-daughter relationship does not exist?
He exists now. He exists.
Eh, Cap- Sema,
Yes, sir.
are you asking me?
Yes, it's a yes or no. Yes, you think father-daughter relationship does not exist? Like
It
having
depends
an
on.
intimate relationship with your father, or father having intimate relationship with daughter.
No, we have seen it happening, and that is why we say there is no sane man that will be having an affair with his biological daughter.
All right,
It's
Mr. Vice. Let's leave it at that. I'll come back to you. I mean, because you were correcting Mr. Brother Nice, like it's not a thing. Brother Nice, please round off your submission. You are yet to talk on the Nigerian doctors insisting that all presidential candidates and also the incoming governors, both would have to have to go through those tests. Do you agree to that?
But I agree to it if it was in Western world, but it's not going to hold water in Africa. That's just the difference. They just that is what they just thought of it. They brought it to public audience. But you think these people they will submit to it? It's impossible. You think person like Tinubu will go for text, for checkup, medical checkup? He will not do it because he know that they will
But
use it
it
against him.
can be enforced. If INEC agrees to it and says it is a must, it's a criteria,
Tinubu,
I think it
Tinubu
might
will tell
happen.
you. Tinubu will tell you that those people that is saying it in INEC, they are corrupt. You don't know Tinubu. Tinubu, he knows that people will use it against him, so he will do everything. He will even try to even accuse INEC that INEC is trying to force him to do that. Because he know that he hurt is bad. That if he do it, they are going to use it against him. To disadvantage him in this election. So he will not try. He will do everything to make sure they avoid it. Somebody that is avoiding this thing interview, so that Nigerian will not ask him question. You think he going to? So all those things. If it's Western world, yeah, the candidate will follow. They will abide to it. But in Africa, a place like Nigeria, the Atiku or Tinubu, they will not do it because they know that it will give them disadvantage
All
in the
right,
next
Brother Nice.
election.
Thank you. Thank you for your submission. So your submission on this is that it is dead on arrival.
He is dead
Okay,
on arrival.
this is from Mr. Wilfred. He says, I praise Nigerian doctors. Good idea. I see no reason in the new millennium our president will be wearing pampers and pouring water in Aso Rock rugs. All right, Mr. Wilfred, thank you for your submission. All right, we are catching submissions. The NMA, Nigerian Medical Association, has come out and they are insisting that all presidential and even those running for the office of the governor, they should have to undergo psychiatric tests. Yep. mental, neurological, and they've said that anyone that has been found with untreatable mental illness or untreatable neurological illness should be automatically out of the race. Let's see, Nigerians. Of course, I'm yet to see one Nigerian that is okay. Okay, of course, they are. People are saying why it's their privacy. You shouldn't be out there. Do we know others? But I think we should. I mean, let's not allow history to repeat it. It is too soon for us to forget. Is our president even back from his own medical leave? It's just too. It's just too soon for us to forget that we can't have another president who is already, already looks feeble already. Okay, let's move on to Mr. Vine Maxwell. Mr. Vine Maxwell, let's catch a reaction.
Thank you so much, Sister Ma. Good morning to my co-panelists, Mr. Collins, and the other of my brother. Good morning to those the comment section and those that are watching us. I would like to speak on the medical doctor's suggestion of having some test on any public disease. You see, it is a good thing, but I will tell you that no matter how you bath a pig, that pig will always return to the mud. That is how it is. There is no way you will have a successful treatment of an illness outside without treating it inside. My problem with Nigeria, irrespective of who is there, is the foundation. That is my problem with that country. That foundation, as long as that man that has been, examined by any test or whatever, is going to use that foundation that makes your country what it is today, it is not going to be easy for him. We will come back and begin to talk the same story, because the majority of the people that are benefiting from the status quo as we speak will kick against it, and these are people in higher places. That is that. Sister Ma, have you heard in the public, newspaper dailies, the atrocities that is going on in Izombe in Imo State and the Ohofia, my mother's hometown? Have you heard about them?
Please share with us, sir.
Okay, I just want to tell you what the soldiers are doing in those areas. They are not just tackling, let's say, criminals, but they are abusing, burning houses.
Mr. Vine, when you say soldiers, do you mean men in military uniform, or you mean the military men themselves, military officers?
Military officers, military soldiers, my former colleagues in Ohofia. In fact, I'm talking about insecurity. Something happened there. Would that warrant a professional soldier to go into the village and start burning markets and houses that belongs to people? Burning markets? This is the flagrant abuse of human rights of the people. That is what I'm saying. Efcc abused, he has been charged for contempt. Why is he charged for contempt and committance to prison sentence? Is because of flagrant abuse of court orders. And he is not the first person to do that. The president himself is constantly abusing court orders. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu case is there. Have they not abused the Court of Appeal orders? If EFCC is abusing, and remember that case was an Air Vice Marshal or Adeni or something like that. He is the DIOPS, Director of Operations, DIOPS, I think in Air Force, Vice Air Marshal. You see, he was accused by the same EFCC for collecting bribe of 40 million naira and a range sport car. They took him to court, and the court ruled that this man is innocent, that the EFCC should return the 40 million naira to him. And the Range Rover, since 2018, we are in 2022. These guys refuse to carry out the court orders. That is what is going on. How can you live in a country where courts will issue orders and the operators of the law will fail, will refuse to do it? If this is done at the highest level of governance in Nigeria, what do you think that these other people with this authority, that's wielding these sticks of authority, donning the uniform, will do? They will also abuse it. And that is what is going on in that country. You see, when you live a country where rules are not made to be obeyed by those that made those rules, those that pretend that they are going to obey the Constitution to the letter, if they cannot obey, then what will you advise the citizenry to do? It is disgraceful at this time to see a country like Nigeria should be in the forefront of showing how democracy should be, are the ones that are abusing the laws of the land. It is a pity. And that is why I find it difficult to believe that that country will ever, work, because there are a lot of atrocities that is going on in that country. I have to rest my case here. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Vine Maxwell. Good to have you on the broadcast. You are just joining us, or you are yet to even like the broadcast, please take our time to do so, I beg. Thank you very much. Mr. Chooks, I hope it's a good day going for you.
Yeah, good morning, Sister Emma, and our fellow panelists and everybody watching us. I don't know, I joined you late, so I don't know which one, what we're discussing. If you can remind me.
Okay, so Hushpuppi finally has been sentenced to 11 years and 3 months. But surprisingly, of course, the wife wrote. Now, that is not surprising. But 2 imams, one in Lagos and the other one in Borno, wrote a letter on why, he should be freed, or why his time should be drastically reduced. The one in Lagos said because he is a donor, because he donates massively to the mosques. So, it shows that so that's supposed to mean that he's a good person, or yeah. Oh dear. And then the other one in Borno said that it donates to widow and to women and children, and that is quite a force or over back home, which is humanitarian works. But of course, that was not used, to judge the case. They went on ahead to give him the appropriate judgment. And we have here the court has sentenced Bawa, the EFCC chair, to Kuje Correctional Center for contempt. He is involved in a case. He was asked to return 40 million naira and the Range Rover that was possessed when this person had a problem with the EFCC. Range Rover and 40 million naira.
I know of the problem. I know of the case. Yeah.
Okay, then we also, let's see what other story we have. I think these are 2 major stories. Then the Chidinma, based on interrogations, they've got to know that her foster father is having a relationship with Chidinma, and now the case is almost turning around. If it is a function of father and daughter, father giving out daughter to dupe other men, that's as much as we have so far.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna start with Bawa's case. It's the problem we have in Nigeria is one set of law for Nigerians and one set for the cabals. The court sentenced him. I mean, we saw a lawyer being sent to prison for court contempt, right? This was in June or so. That's I forgot the name of the lawyer from I think Akwa Ibom. He's a human rights activist. I follow him a lot, but it's unfortunate.
Or something like that.
Exactly. So, look, if these people are telling us the truth, right? The same way he said, hey, get him arrested and put him to prison without letting him to go home. That's what it should be. And he pronounced the numbers of days he will spend there straight away. That's what should have happened to Bawa.
Okay, so you also noticed that there was no specific duration given to this sentence.
Emma, if I follow something, right?
Yeah.
If I follow something, I always have eyes for detail. You understand? I always have my eyes for details. So I've read that around, I think around 4 o'clock yesterday, British time. I saw that and I went through it. There's no this, and I said, oh my God, this is another caricature. This is another caricature just to make Nigerians think we are moving forward. That is exactly what my mind told me, you know. So the issue is this: if the court actually wants him to spend some time, they would have said, hey, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, right? Again, what is the IG doing? Why has he not dispatched police to go and get him now? The next thing I saw was he's appealing this. You cannot be outside and appealing this. You have to be in prison first. You have to obey before you complain. That's what it is. So I see that as a complete waste of time of public time, because instead of we to be discussing something important, we are discussing Bawa, and we all know that nothing is going to come out of that. This is a political gimmick they are using, because right now,
but if our judicial system is saying to us that we cannot trust them, that's what happened with that court verdict. We are coming close to the elections now, so it's helping Nigerians to know where they should set their gaze on, who they should be calling out, and who should know that we've got our eyes on you. I thought it was maybe a mislead or from the newspaper. So then, knowing that you also noticed, I said it here earlier, that although
I went around in different media to see if I can see that, because that is the kind of things I do. Okay, so you see, the issue here is APC want to campaign with doing things right. They will cite this in their campaign. Watch this. They will cite that even the Efcc is trying this and that, right? Buba Marwa is doing this and that. Yes, agreed. This one, our court is up and running. And don't forget, the court inaugurated the electoral committees that will try electoral offenses, or whatever they call it, or electoral challenges. All right, the same yesterday. So you see this, it did not just come out as a surprise. It came out just to deceive us Nigerians. You can take this to the bank. There's nothing that is ever going to come out of this. But the APC will use this as a campaign rhetorics. That's how I see it. Okay, coming to Hushpuppi. I mean, the US should even do more investigation on where he commits this money. That's my own take on this. They should, for an imam to know that this is a criminal giving him money. We don't know if he even is among the people sponsoring Boko Haram and whatever it's called. Okay, I'm not saying he's done that, but he should be well investigated, because even the way he operates from Kenya to wherever, all parts of the world, he is a risk. He is a complete risk. So I'm advising United States of America to investigate how he used his money more. Because, I mean, he must have been charged with money laundering. So, and money laundering, when you are charged with money laundering, they will look into places where you actually commit that you're laundering. Okay, so for Hushpuppi, I don't have any much to say about him, because I mean, he is part of the problem we are facing in our society today. His influence is that huge. I didn't even know who he was, because I'm not an Instagram man. I'm not, if I go to Twitter, I choose my topics. Okay, so there's so many things that cannot even come to me.
So,
anything to do with, Yeah.
So, Mr. Chips, are you saying you're an old man?
I'm in my 40s. I'm in my
Please
mid
go
40s.
ahead.
So look, it's not about young or old, right? I mean,
No,
I've
no, no,
used
no.
I've used
Mr. Chips,
active internet.
I was just speaking on you. I was just speaking on you. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. No. It's good to say that, right? I've used an active internet for over 25 years since I left Nigeria. Okay, so this is the issue. You see, the way you are brought up tells a lot. I'm not claiming that I was excellently brought up, but growing up, there's things I am allowed to do and there's things I'm not allowed to do. Like, for example, now, if you're bullying me online today and I said that to my children, all I do is take it off. Get off it. That's why I tell my children that they can't come and tell me I've been bullied, because I will even take that phone away from them and all those means of them knowing that they are being bullied. So that's why I try to say there, not that I'm that old. I still enjoy every bit of internet sensation. Okay, coming to Chidinma, you see, let us not just condemn this girl. I'm not saying what she does is well or not, right? But we all know that is a very, very, I mean, in anywhere, she will bang in minimum of 30 years. Okay? But the issue is this. We talk about molesting children. Okay? Molesting children. You and I don't know what that girl have passed through. How many men have went through her, including this one that died. Let's face the fact. Including this one that died. We don't know how they've been using that girl. Look, in Western world here, right? This place I'm living, you see, why they protect children a lot is when you don't protect them when they are young, all those things being done to them are screwing their heads. It's screwing their heads. And sometimes they don't see human being as real human. And most of these people acting in this way, this is as a cause of that psychological and mental torture they were treated when they were young. So I see her case as the case of abuse, not just the stepdad or whatever, whoever they call him, okay? But men that lived around her while she was growing. I think she's a teenager, right? When this incident happened. Hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
Brother
Emma?
Chips.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think she is in school.
No,
Average.
she's 20. She's 20. 20 when
Exactly.
the incident happened.
She,
Yeah.
she
So
she's
she's
above
still a
18 years.
child. So
Mr.
she's
Chooks,
still
sorry,
a
I had
child.
a problem. I had difficulty on muting my mic. Sorry, but I'm here with you.
Yeah. So you see, she's still a child. So what we're talking about. So for a man, a grown man, a society guru, to be going out with a 20 years old. Look, you see, in Europe here, it does happen. But you go to professionals because...
But from 18 years, you are an adult, Mr. Chooks. And are we
Look.
really going to say 20-year
No.
old is a child? The world we live in today, sir.
Emma, right? In Europe here, yeah, there are stages of teenage. Okay? When you turn 18, yes, you are an adult, with exceptions. Okay? You see, if an 18 years old commit a crime, yeah, it is different from a child that is over 21 years. And if a 21 years commits a crime, it's different with a child of 25 years. From 25 years, you are full-blown adult. There's nothing anymore. Okay? So they treat them stage by stage for them to, you see, even in education, one of the problems Nigeria is having in education is they take everything, they try to force it on you at that young age. Okay? Here, they do it bit by bit. so that you collect the one that is, matchable with your brain at that moment. So a 20 years old is still being treated as, for example, in UK here, if you are less than 21 years, you don't earn the same amount with somebody that is over 21 years at work, because they see that as you should be in school. So they discourage you by paying you lower. So these are the things that are troubling Nigerians. This lady, right? We don't know when they started using her in this form, and her brain is not that tough enough to carry that. And at 20, she did what she did. So I'm sorry for her, but she got to face the music, because she have a part to play in that as well. I know government has no place for us to run to, and even if you run to, then you become a worse victim. This is the issue. So it's got to do with the government and everybody putting hands together to end this. I ask our people, please take care of the young ones, because if we don't train them right, it was unfortunate 2 days ago when you discussed this. I don't have time to contribute to that, but that strong family values need to come back. It needs to come back. I'm a product of that. I enjoyed it growing up. I can't say I enjoyed it because it was painful. It was painful, but I'm enjoying it today. So please let us go back and start teaching our ones morals. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Chuk. So it's good to have you on the broadcast. And this is from Michael Okere. He says she's so young and over 40, abusing a child and individuating her with money. Maybe she wants the money. I mean, I think we should know. Okay, this conversation will be kept for the chats. I mean, you see all these young first level, is that first level, year one or year two, yes, university student. I don't know, but I think we should be sincere here. Did I'm sure the man approached her, asked her out, or whatever he said to her. I said, I'm not making case for the super boss TV. I mean, I don't even know him, but we will not take away the fact that these young ones are ready to live above their means. They want to buy this, they want to buy the latest iPhone, and they're willing to do more than anything. And Mr. Chooks, you saying they are not smart? They are not smart,
Chidinma,
sir.
you see, this is exactly what is going on. Like Brother Chuk said, there is moral decadence in our family background. Look at what happened with the billionaire in Delta State with the young actor, the young girl, that young girl, the actor. Just imagine that. In fact, you see the family, especially the mother, coming out to supporting openly for that young girl, that teenage. I don't think that one was even up to 20 years to go in for what they called marriage. You see how it is? Very, very bad. Thank you.
All right, thank you for chipping that in, Mr. Vine. Let's move on to Mr. Chris George. Of course, let me give a shout out to my people on here. Hi, thank you for being on here. Please, I beg, do well to like this broadcast. So please do well to like this broadcast as you watch. Invite someone, talk to someone about Nigeria Watch, share, and also support us. Please, somebody should do something already. All right, thank you very much. Mr. Chris George, it's good to have you on this broadcast. Let's hear your submission. All right, Mr. George, I'm so sorry. Your network is just not helping. If you can dial in just before we round up with this broadcast, that would be nice. So please try again. I don't know, but it's just static. Please, thank you very much. Okay, okay. Michael still insists she's a kid, so be it then. All right, thank you very much to my amazing panelists. I say big thank you for holding it down with me today. Thank you very, very much. And to Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much. Michael Okere, it's good to have you on this broadcast. Kingsley, thank you so very much for being on here. Same with Bosse Adebayo. Thank you. British victim. Yeah, I saw that story talking about all the documents that was being released on Tinubu's Okay, yeah, I saw that story. We'll deal on that one later. We'll deal on that one. Okay, going forward, we have here Charles Duru. Thank you for being on this broadcast, Mr. Wilfred. It's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you very much for being on here. A big thank you to each and every one of you. Osagova, I hope your day is going just fine. Only Matthias. And of course, my very own Mary Kimade. Mary Kimade, thank you for being on this broadcast. Mr. Lucky Yamo, what's a pleasure to have you on this broadcast with us. Mr. Mark Irabo, thank you for your donation today. God bless you big. Thank you very much, sir. And we have Mike Aki Obari. Thank you very much for being on this broadcast. Peter Eboy, thank you very much. I am doing well with all these last names. So hey, only me, I'm saluting myself. I did try. But I did try, Abby. But Anais, are ready for your final submission on this? Or let's see, Mr. Chris George is good to go. But Anais, just 1 minute, please. Mr. Chris George, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Please go on with your submission.
Okay, I'm just coming now. Can you recap me a little bit?
Okay, we have okay, let's just pick the one that we have here. My father was sleeping with me, Chidinma confessed. Do you remember Chidinma? Do you remember this story? Okay, all right then.
Okay, I thought the same Chidinma that one murder this man, Jiga, this man, right? Well,
Ataga,
what,
yes.
yeah. What is happening now?
Allegedly murdered the man.
Okay, what is happening in our society currently now is there's no difference what happened in the thousands of years ago in Sodom and Gomorrah, according to the terrorists. This is happening, is unacceptable. Chidinma confessed his father is sleeping with her. And I hope this girl have a mother. And because of the kind of moral principle that our parents are feeding the young girls and young children and making them to behave irrational character, which is unacceptable to the society. To confess such a nonsense in the confess this nonsense is a crime. How can a father sleeping with your daughter? Is he not the same thing God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah? This happening in our era society is very dangerous. And if our government not put a strict law in this, it will continue. And Nigeria will be like a Sodom and Gomorrah, where irrational character take over the nation as the rule of the nation. Because as a mother, what are you feeding to your children? Because I remember those days when I'm in school teaching. I'm teaching the SS2, JS3, JS2 students. Can you imagine that a student will fail to do assignment when he punish the person he will call his mother in the school, and the mother will stand fit in present to exchanging word with you as a teacher. When he punish the students in a school, his mother will come or his father will come to challenge you. So, in a such society where children are punished when they fail to do assignment in a school, what do you expect them to behave when they're out of the territorial level? So, this kind of thing happening in our society. I don't know what the future of Nigeria will be with this mentality, because education doesn't stop at school. Education starts with what? Home. The moral lesson and the moral principle start with the home, and to start with the society. So I don't expect, because there's so many, not only children, but there's many in our society. Okay, issue of the Hushpuppi. I think American governments should investigate Hushpuppi very well. Those involved in this money laundering issue, those that involved, because number one is this man in the holding captivity in the Kuje prison. So America should investigate not only that man he mentioned, not all of them. There's many that involved in that crime, which is what's hidden. So that's where that's the case, where the conversation continues. Thank you. What's happening outside now is dangerous. Soon, man will start sleeping with his daughter too.
All right, thank you for your submission, Mr. Chris George. And this is from Matthias. Says Chidinma parents failed to discipline her like many parents are failing these days. Now, are we really going to blame parents for the behavior of these young ones? Do we truly think that parents as they failed in their number one obligation? Or you think that these children has just gone with the wild? Because I mean, we are here saying a 20-year-old is. Do you see what these people are doing out here?
People should stop blaming parents. Every time, parents, every time. People should stop blaming parents. What about the self-discipline? Eh?
No. My brother, wait, let me tell you something. No,
Mr. Chris George.
See, give your child a word. When he grows, he cannot depart from that word. Train your children in a way, because what you train your children inside, they will display outside. As because 20 years old, what is 20 years old? It's not above 25. It's very still young girl. His parents better to discipline her.
My brother, all the people now they talk so. Listen, Chris George. This thing that we are saying now, we know that mother should always play their own part, but mother cannot be there with you forever. You understand? They are self-discipline. Like me now, not be my mother train me. I grew up myself. I was 10, I'll be 11 when my mother left us. I grew up by my own. And if I tell you till today, my mother still respect me. Why? The way I tell they do things, and they do things like mature man. Like man will be say don't advance. Why? Now wisdom where I acquire. First of all, the first thing is fear of God. Because I be person will be say, I love God and I read Bible. Now that Bible now it guide me all the way from Nigeria till this my adulthood. You understand? There is self-discipline. Your mother not go, or your parents not go follow you till when you go hold. Get your own family. You get where they go grow, where they go teach you reach. Then from there, you need to stand on your own feet. Why be say every time mother, the mother go die with you. You understand? A girl of 20 years, she don't be an adult of her own. She supposed to get her own discipline. So mother forget all those ways they blame when they talk about mother. I don't want to hear her. Parents don't go.
Brother nice. Sorry, my brother. You see, nobody is telling you that nobody is putting the blame on the parents squarely. Look, the Bible says, bring up a child in the way of the Lord. When he grows up, he or she will not depart from it. The reason why, I do not know, 10 years, you must have been staying with somebody at 10 years. You did not just stay on your own, live on your own. You were with someone who was, guiding you on what to do and what not to do. This is what we are saying. Our family background has gone down. The reason why I cannot wake up and begin to insult you here is because of how I was brought up. If you insult me, I know how to comport myself because I was brought up in that same way. If a child that was not brought up in, let the people try. They say that a man cannot learn how to use the left hand at old age. You must learn it when you were young. That is how it is. The responsibility of the parents, when we were growing up, society trained us, not just our parents. I remember a time when I misbehaved outside. A man caught me, beat me up, and brought me to my parents' house. What happened? They asked me. I said, they also smashed me there as well. They didn't support me. But today, you see people supporting their children, even when they knew that they are doing the wrong thing. That is one of the things that is going on. Parents has a very vital role in the pruning or, let me just say the training of their children. Thank you.
Yeah, but gentlemen, please 1 minute. Please 1 minute. Yes, parents have a role to play. We have agreed to that. But when a child turns out bad, doesn't mean that the parent has failed. In all fairness to parents. But
Mr. Maxwell, what you said now, I've been saying it here every time. You understand? Parents have where they will train their child. When they train their child, the child now have to take from there, learn from there. You understand? Your parents will not follow you to your husband's house, or when you start having your kids. You need to have your self-discipline. You understand? That is what I'm trying to tell you. But the only thing which parents feel do, they feel lecture you from your age to like let me say 18 to 17. From there now, you are not an adult. As she did now, she's 20 already. She's supposed to, and from there now, she's supposed to be in charge of her own self. That's what I'm trying to let you understand. You understand? All that thing that Bible said that parents should train up a child the way it should go. All the things that you acquire, so many of all those children that are derailed today, many of them, some of them were from a Christian background. Some of them grew up in church, but when they get to their adulthood, some of them they choose to leave that road and they choose this thing. Many of those children where you see say that they join court today, they keep people for street. Many of them, if you go check their background, their parents they take them go church when they were young, when they were small. But so when they derail now, you go blame the parents. My brother, we need to now just common sense. All those things what they tell you so and now self-discipline. That's just the truth.
All right, brother, nice. Thank you very much for your submission. So when a child, turns out badly in the society or in his life, at his adult age, does it mean that the parents has failed in parenting, or does it mean that the child just choose? Because everybody knows good and bad, everybody knows right and wrong. Does it mean that the child has come of age and the child has seen in the society what moves, the best way, how to be street smart? I think that's just what happens. I think that's just what happens. I think our parents they try, or then this set of parents are working class parents. Both mom and dad gets to leave the house 5, 6 and are back, or some are taking trips. Well, there is also that part too. But yeah, this is not to say parents should relax on what they are supposed to be doing. For us to have a sane or a better society, it starts with the family unit. It starts from that small house. It starts from that place before it goes all out to the society or in the nation. So please let us do well. Let us do well. Mr. Van Maxwell, let's have your submission. Yes, sir.
Please, I want to quick ask Mr. Van Maxwell a question. I forgot the last broadcast. He left a comment on the comment section. He said, please, so you people should help me from Ghana and Nigeria, that he's suffering from the both side. Mr. Maxwell, what is the meaning of that? Are you still suffering in Ghana, or the Mr. Akufo-Addo is still punishing Ghanaians? What is the meaning of that?
Brother, okay. Sister, let me join this one with my submission, my final submission. Yes, so my brother, economically we are very, very down in Ghana, and when you check our exchange rate down and the rate of inflation, it is very, very bad. We thought that we voted a man that is going to change things for us from old, way of doing things. We never knew that we are entering into a one chance. So all those beautiful grammars you see our president has been, unleashing in the world stage and so on and so forth, it's not translating to a better economy for our people here. So when I said that I am suffering in both sides, we are economically suffering in Ghana, and Nigeria also is also suffering. So I am a man of two places. So that is the reason why I said what I said that day, brother. Nice. Are you okay with that?
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. But I think with that kind of fluent English that man speaks, I thought the man was doing better than Buhari. Sorry.
But okay. No, he's not doing. If I right now, as we speak, we have written, and there is a proposal for the sacking of the finance minister here. The people, we wrote a petition to our various MPs, and they took it up in the House of Parliament, and they are debating it. They are even begging us to wait. Let him finish with the IMF dealing that he's doing over there in New York. When he comes back, then he will be sacked. That is, even the president is begging. The president also, we are calling on him to resign. And that is going on seriously in this country. And our MPs are hot in their seats right now because they know that our power, the bullet and missile that we use to beat them, to hit them is our tomb. So they are afraid of that, and they are doing what we want them to do as well. See, I would like to use this opportunity to say my final submission that if you look at how the Igbos, the apprenticeship system is going on in Igbo land and prospering very well, especially when you go to Alaba International Market and other places they engage. Why they are prospering is because of how the my Oga brought me up. Your Oga, the Oga would take the child, bring the child up for 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, depending on the type of business the person is going to do. And after bringing it, teaching the necessary things that he needs to know, the Oga will now set him up. In normal circumstances, he will set him up. When he set when he set him up, the Oga will not leave him. The Oga will always monitor what this guy is doing. Where he is failing, he will support. Where he is failing, he will support. The responsibility of the parents is to bring up the child, show the child the way to go. At a certain level, when the child is maturing, then you begin to advise. If the child misbehaves at that time, I will not lay the blame solely on the parents. That is my own position. But once a child is being brought up in that manner, it is very, very difficult. There is that conscience in that child to go and, to revisit the back and try to retrace his or her steps. That is how it is. But when you see a situation where a mother or father is sponsoring, supporting the bad attitude of a child, man, that child is heading for destruction. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Okay, so Mr. Van Maxwell, against the protests from your people, so IMF is still going to give out the loan? Because I heard the chant saying that IMF should not give any loan. They don't want their money. They want to fix the issue themselves. We have told our people that we don't need IMF because when you look at the trend and history of IMF, there is no country in this world IMF has ever helped to pull them out of their economic quagmire. The only thing is, do not, as a government, do not plunge your people, your citizens, into that mess in the first place that will warrant you to begin to approach IMF. IMF will give you the bitter pill, and they will ask you to cut some certain things. They will even ask you to devalue your currency because you are in dire need of their help. They will prescribe medication that will be very, very bitter to swallow by your own citizens. So it is bad. We said we don't want it, but we have to try as much as we can to do things by ourselves. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. Van Maxwell. I had one more question for you, but thankfully I have forgotten, so I move on to the next person. Okay, Mr. Chris George, please, let's have your final submission on this.
Okay. You see, a child starting misbehaving outside, the child already started misbehaving at home. Because the way you culture your child, he will not depart it from where you go. Because I remember those days, earlier 1999, when I was a very young boy, there's kind of, when I go out for hustling, there's kind of amount of money I make. If my father is not at home and they come back and see me that kind of money in my hand, he will trace how I make the money, how I got such amount of money. And he will ask me certain questions. Water. So there's kind of training you give your child. Wherever he goes, he will still have the conscious fear of his parents. Whether if his parents care that he do such a thing. Before earlier 90s, earlier 2000, when a child do bad thing, even though the child is not yours, when he beat up the child up, take him back home. And his parents ask him questions. If the child is at fault, the parents will beat him up immediately. Because I remember when I was a very young boy, when I do bad thing, if any person chase me, I will not run back to home. Why? Because my parents will still beat me on top of that. But now, when a child do bad thing now, when he beat him up, when his parents come, the parents will intimidate you. even if you go police station, you know what you do yourself that day. Because in our modern society now, what is happening in our society is unacceptable. Because I remember when I was a teacher, just two students, I punished him, and he went back and called his mother. His mother come to school to challenge me, the principal, the one who also put me down. Because she's tall, giant, and he gave me instruction how to teach his children. If his children make a mistake, I don't touch him. Let me report the case to him. I said, this thing happening? I said, madam, if you don't want your children to learn, take your children back home and train them. I'm providing them school fees. Imagine that kind of thing. It's kind of give to your children. When you control your children well, you cannot misbehave outside because you have the fear of you and the fear of God in you. Let us forget our church. In churches, I know many those are serving the Reverend Father that misbehave. When I was going Catholic, they are misbehaving all they can do nonsense when the Reverend Father is not around. But child at school. So that's my
All right, Mr. Chris George, I'm so sorry. We're having issues with your network or your reception. Please fix that, and hopefully you catch up with us still. Mr. Chooks, now be a good time for your 1 minute final submission on this.
Okay, thank you, Miss Emma. Brother Dice, I just want to let you know that, right? We're saying about parenting children is very, very vital. This is the key to that child's success. Okay, we are not saying this because we are blaming parents, but if we want to tell ourselves the truth, right? The level of parenting these days is gone way below average. I can remember when I was growing up, right? My senior brother bought a car, and my mother wasn't happy because she doesn't think that his business is worth that car he bought. This was in the 90s, okay? And she has to call meeting because I lost my dad when we were very young, right? So she has to call meeting to say if anything happens to her, except he show us how he makes this money, that he should be held accountable, right? So what we're saying is this: if you train this case, let me take the case of was it Chidinma, the one that we are talking about, right?
Is there any other person laughing to this submission? Because I'm having a really, really good laugh here. By the way, Mr. Chooks, I love your mother. My regards to her if she's still with us. Go ahead,
yeah,
please.
unfortunately, not more. Yeah,
Go on ahead.
Let's take the case of this Chidinma as a case study, right? If you see the way she speaks, that tells you that that girl has no good home training. The confidence, you train your child to be confident, but not even when she's wrong. You get what I'm trying to say? So if you see that, you and I cannot be saying maybe we're just blaming the parents for no, right? Yes, maybe her father she didn't grow up with her real father, biological father, but the mother should take it as a key thing to make sure that she is talking to her all the time, making sure that she is in the right direction. Okay? Why do we go and in the case of the Igbos, when you're going to marry, right? We go and ask in that town or village where you are about to marry, and the same done to you. We are questioning the character of the families. These are the things that are no more there. These are the things I'm trying to say. It is no more. Many of us have left this, and that vacuum is what these children are occupying today. I am telling you true. I went to Nigeria from time to time, and when I talk to kids, wow, it's unbelievable when you listen to kids, okay? And that tells me that this happened to me. The first time I realized this was 2010, and I said, Nigeria is heading somewhere that is not good. Because I came there, I asked the case, the highest there was 10 years. And I asked them, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to do? Because I visited where I grew up, and, many people who knew me, the old ones who knew me, gathered, and those kids, they see me, oh, he grew up this place, he's gone to abroad, this, that, because they thought abroad was pepper soup, so they were so interested to hear from me. So I was asking them, hey, what do you want to do when you grow, this, that? Ima, what I heard was politician, cars, and all that. Then I knew Nigeria is going somewhere that is not good. So please, I keep begging this, please, let us go back. And even, Ima, can we question this as well? Right? It's a community owned the children before, but today a parent owns a child. If I lie, tell me that I'm lying, because if I see somebody who is living on my street while I'm doing something not nice,
sir,
I will
sir,
dodge.
you are right. You are absolutely right. You are right, sir. You are right.
So you see, it's not happening today. If you touch anybody's child without the consent, you are in trouble. That is what it is today. So that tells us that both the parenting and the society has failed. Thank you for this opportunity. I hope I have a house space to come on your show today, because it's gonna be bang.
All right, Mr. Chooks, thank you very much for your submission. You took us all the way back home, to how these things are being done. And I hope that to the parents out there who want to be, cool, who want their children's friends to see them as cool parents, all of those things, they don't matter. They don't matter. Give your kids what matters. You've come to this place in life, and you know that, there's something that is said that knowledge or connection may open the door for you, or may take you there, or open the door or take you there, but attitude is what will keep you there. And we know this. I mean, we know this is one thing that would never change in the world. So please give to your kids values that, when you are not there anymore, you don't have to worry, because you know that you've left something great with them, something they can pass on, with their family. All right. Then we have this comment from Mr. Tunanja, says, just saw the ADC presidential candidate on the TVC. The moment he started talking about the recruiting 1 million soldiers into the army, he got interrupted with calls and calls, and they never gave him the chance to address the security policy fully. The moment he mentioned 1 million soldier army, something is not right about how Nigerians are manipulated. And Kingsley goes on to agree. I guess you're agreeing to Mr. Tunanja, right? Says, good example of lawless country. And now I just saw a news also where the governor of Kogi State saying that if PDP wants to mount their, billboard, or wants to press campaign materials, that they should pay 37.5 million naira. I think that's the amount that was called. And I mean, like, should all of these things be allowed? Are they joking? Should all of these things be allowed? Talk about the lawless country. This man just woke up today and is putting out bills out there. Really? So if PDP would, pay that amount, to if we are billing people, making election expensive, how do we expect these people to go in there and deliver, not to deliver their own pockets first? Now, still they overturn the whole thing. Let's try and stick to our topic. Don't forget that later on today, we'll be having our discussion by 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And as discussion goes on from Monday through to Thursday, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, we have the debate also. The debates every Friday, 6 p.m. We have the show with leftists every Sunday. Of course, we have newspaper review Mondays to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. We have the chat Mondays and Wednesdays, but there will be an exemption today. Please, apologies. We'll be moving the chat to Friday, but also you don't want to miss out on the chat on Friday. Well, ideally, our chat is Mondays and Wednesdays. Thank you very much. Let's move on to Mr. Nsibidi. Mr. Nsibidi, how are you doing?
Yes, thank you. I'm fine. I hope you're doing well also.
Yeah, I'm doing very fine. Thank you very much. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, yes, thank you. So I know it's you're rounding up. I just came in to say one, or maybe one or two things before you round up. Uh, I think this issue of the Chidinma is what really caught my attention. Although I came later, so I think probably you've talked about some other things, but this is the one I had more of. The thing is, I think I believe that what's the difference between 20 and a 20-year-old and a teenager? It's just maybe 1 or 2 years, and that's just numbers. So, as much as, yeah, she's an adult, she's all that, but I'm not supporting what she did to this man, but at the same time, I think we need to start thinking of, she grew up in a society whereby a man of that is twice her age saw her, and the first thing the man was thinking about is how to, you know, uh, satisfy himself from her. It's just quite unfortunate, and her parent definitely failed. Uh, when the Bible said, train up your child in the way you should go, it doesn't mean that you're not going to, at some point, make your own decisions. But because of your background, because of how your parents have raised you, you always come back. Your default setting is how your parents trained you. That's just it. Your default setting, even when you have a phone misbehaves or whatever appliances. But you know what they call default setting? When you reset that device, it will go back to its default setting. So it doesn't mean that the child will not stray. Sometimes they will go astray, they will do one or two things because of pressure of the society and friends, peer pressure. There are quite a number of things that can make a person, go outside the way their parents have raised them. But because of that is not their default setting, they will always at some point come back to how they were raised. And there will be even a limit to how far they will go in that waywardness. So please let us not make excuses for any parent anywhere that is failing, especially when your child start, especially I think from when your child is even going above 5, you need to start watching closely the character that they are inhibiting, and that is when you start correcting a lot of things that you don't like, especially now when they get to maybe 9 or 10 years, want to get into teenagers. You must make sure that all any negative kind of behavior is curtailed. So let us not make excuses for many of us. It doesn't mean that we did not at some point do one or two things that we are not proud of, but because of how we have been raised, our default setting, we chose, we always came back to how we were supposed to be. So please, parents, don't, stop being lazy and stop being. Raising a child does not mean doesn't stop with just providing food and paying school fees and all that. You must be able to indoctrinate your children in the right way that they are supposed to go. That is how it's done all over the world. So that is the failure of our parents. That is a total failure. And unfortunately, the society did not help her. Oh, somebody said she was talking rudely. Well, how would she be rude? You know, it's a society that saw a very young girl that is just coming out of her teenage years, and the first thing that one person tried to do was to, even if she wants the money, you that is twice her age that knows what life she should be living, wouldn't you even give her, even if maybe she's looking for 10,000, you say, you go and work, give her advice, tell her what to do, show her the way to go, than to say, okay, I will give it to you, but you will be my whatever. So that is just the society failed her. Her parents failed her, and unfortunately, she's young. A lot of people did worse. I know, apart from, obviously, apart from taking the life of someone, but in terms of morality and maybe how she's living and all that, a lot of people did worse. But before they got to 24, 25, they became better. So
Mr. video, how did the society feel her, and how did the man take advantage, or made her a prey? Okay, if the man was want to make the approach and asked for a relationship or an illicit affair, why didn't she just say no? If you needed money, you can go and sell something. You can go into trading. There are ways. There are other legit ways to make money, but she chose to go through the fast, the fast corner. That's clearly what happened. The man did not see her drug and take her away. She could have said no. I mean, if this is not something that she does, she should have just said no. Then now we should be talking how many times have they see younger girls prefer to go out with older men, sugar daddies, like, because they give them all of the things that they don't even need. Is it the father that will buy the iPhone? Is it the father that will make her look? I mean, you look all rich but have nothing at the end of the day. And you know that this is what these young ladies, some of these young ladies living on the fast life, they want to use the latest. They want to be outstanding. This one is this. Are we going to cross that out? So I think we should not blame the 40-year-old man. This is a girl. You were not raped. If you were raped, it's a different conversation. You follow the man, go, then send you address. You follow, go. You knew what you were going for. You knew what you were going for, and all of that happened. And then you're having an affair with your father. That just says the kind of person that you're. And the relationship is that strong that the man lied to the police that he wanted to just help with investigation. And they kept him in a protective. Now, you know how many times they'll say, okay, you want to have a father and daughter talk. Probably you want to beg. Help us talk to your daughter to say the truth and all that. Meanwhile, when I feel a cash for one side inside police station, we want to come here and say society failed Chidinma.
No. Ima, you see,
Yes.
I will not take back my word that society failed. It's not just her. Society is failing. You know, when you say society, um, other cultures or communities or societies that this thing does not happen is not because of people, they wanted people to do it by their own will. Can you go and try this thing? So as a society, we have failed to the extent that a man, or maybe the system is that even Chidinma will find herself in a position where she thinks she can use her body at that age to get what she wants. It's not done anywhere. For example, go to the Arab world, for example. That is a society. They have very strong society code. So I'm not saying that we are taking responsibility away from her. Obviously.
Where you cannot go into prostitution, right? Because you know what the law would do to you,
Exactly.
right?
That's what I mean. So it's a collective failure.
Even our own, we get a shower where they stand for bus stop. Police, they patronize them. Nothing is happening.
That's what I'm
So we
saying. The police are part of the society. So I'm saying generally as a society, we have failed. So I'm not saying that because if these things are happening, if we are seeing these things happening, and everybody in the society, or maybe the people that have say in the society can come out and say we don't want this type of lifestyle. It doesn't matter what these young girls, no matter what you want to do.
Who is going to come out and say it? Do men not patronize? Do men not patronize this level of girls? So who is going to come out and say they don't want this? That would be hypocrisy.
Yeah, so you have come back to my point now. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that as a society, we have failed. So I'm not saying that the girl is right. Obviously, she's an adult, she's responsible for what she did. And that is her choice. But at the same time, we must be able to reject some things as a society. If not, people will start coming up with their own thing. So, and obviously she made her choice. She's young, but she made her choice. She's of age, so that's why she's paying for it. That's why she's paying for it. But at the same time, we must address every other thing, like all these so-called olosho that have scattered everywhere. We are not going to only go after those ladies. We are going to go after even the people that are patronizing them and everything. That's what I mean. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. NCVD. Good to have you on the broadcast. And this is what Michael Okere says. Sorry, the man died. It is the man's responsibility to evaluate the kind of women he interacts with. But this girl looks like she looks like an angel now. How will you know? How will you know? When this thing happened, I just started calling all my friends. Alpha, please be careful. Just be careful. I said, no, I am not. I said, I am not saying anything. I'm just saying that last more picking okay you. All right, let's move on. Okay, we have this one story. I decided to have it last, but I don't know that my panelists will just jackpot already. But this says that federal government write governors and plan massive prisoners release. I beg, do you know how many massive prisoners release that has happened this year alone? Both the ones that they took upon themselves to release themselves, and the one that the federal government has, has gone ahead to do even without involving us. And this time around, this one that they are telling us, so that we should just be ready. We should just be ready. They say they have over 75,000 people, for petty crimes that are still awaiting trials, and they need to decongest the prisons. Mr. CBD, do you trust this submission, or you think they want to release their underdogs ahead of the election?
Well, to be honest with you, there are a lot of people in the prison that have no business being there for as long as they've been there, and considering the crime or whatever they've been accused of. So, prisoner release is something that sensible governments does from time to time all over the world. We know how many people even Donald Trump used his, Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. We know how many people that Donald Trump used his executive power to kind of, pardon. So the only thing is that in a situation whereby, or in a government whereby a lot of things have not, been done properly in the past, you need to. That's why people are concerned, because we don't know where they're releasing. We don't want them to go and release every prisoner in in Meduguri or somewhere, because we don't know what these people, their agenda is. So it has to be properly checked. But generally it's a positive thing, and it's the right thing to do. We need to evaluate, find out the crimes that some of these people have committed, and there are some crimes that people don't need to languish in the prison for. And also, depending on the kind of case, and also these people should be able to to have a chance. And the prison system is jam-packed. Have you gone to Nigerian prison? Have you seen the way these people have been packed like sardines? So it's just quite unfortunate. So definitely it's a good thing to do. They should decongest the prison and give people second chance to do things right, as long as they are not a direct danger to to the people in the society.
All right, thank you very much for that. Thank you for your submission. Okay, Mr. Kennedy thinks that, says that as ox are useful to the society, so also are the ladies of the night useful to the society. Mr. Kennedy, I'm sure you know that you are truly one of a kind. But thank you for this submission. All right, Michael Okere says in America, ex-convicts are not permitted to vote. Okay, so this one's going down. I mean, these are the questions that we are asking. It's so sad that we have to question and scrutinize everything that the government says, because we do not trust them. And over time, they have given us a reason. Not over time. Every day they keep giving us strong reasons as to not trust them. Now, should we be worried the escapees from Abuja, have they been able to even contain that? People are still out there. They want to release more, and people are asking, is this for the reason as Mr. NCBD has submitted, or could this be these are their political thugs that they are throwing out there into the streets? Do we trust them enough for that? Mr. Chris George, okay, please, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, releasing prisoners, I don't trust because we have the one the federal government released, call it escapee in the Kuje prison, because those of them that in the prison, some of them have do nonsensical acts, which is against the law of the nation, law of the land. So some of them that in the prison, why they release them this time around? Why Nigeria is facing insecurity? Why this time around? If they want to make them to be useful, there's what's called prison yard. They can train them, give them all the necessary rehabilitation they need there in prison yard. Because Nigeria is facing a greater challenge. If you release some of them can go to the streets and start causing harm. to the innocent citizens, because by this time around they're not supposed to release any prisoner. If they want to rehabilitate them, there's prison yard. They can take them to agricultural field. They can start farming. Those who can start running work can start sowing. They have them in the prison yard. Is it this time around the return is coming? Now that all the atrocity going to happen, they want to release them. I don't trust this agenda, because if they want to release them, I hope those that are in captivity in Medugri, those Boko Harams, because we have seen the efficacy of those that the prison breaker in Owerri, in Benin. So why they release them this time around? Some of the insecurity we are facing in our society at outcome of the prison breakers, one that happened in various parts of the country. So if the government want to rehabilitate these people, let them take the way they can cultivate farms, they can learn sowing, learn all the type of work. In other country, they are doing it. Go to Morocco, go to every country. They are doing it. Let them not release them. They go free to the society and start causing harm. Because some of them have stayed 10 years in there. A man that stayed 10 years, okay, calculate 30 years plus 10. That's 40. A 40 years man without doing anything, not really useless to society. Government can rehabilitate them over there, or if they want to release them after election, they can release them. But let them not release them, let them not cause mayhem, because those that break the prison, this is the insecurity we are facing in the nation. Not only hunger, but those that are prison breakers. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your submission, Mr. Chris George. And yeah, considering what this ex-convict, not even ex-convict, I mean, this one's ran away. Looking at the mayhem, the other one was it was not there with them with his gang as when the church massacre happened. But when he came out of prison, he went back. When he escaped the Kuje prison, he went back to meet the same people, and they've continued to cause one or two mayhem until they were collectively apprehended. And the other one in Efcc State that raped a 13-year-old girl that went to buy soap to wash her socks just few buildings away from our own apartment. She was raped, killed, she was raped to death, and he threw her body in a nearest uncompleted building. And the heartbreaking moment for a father, she has just a father, the heartbreaking moment for the father to have seen that's terrible, and the things that are constituted, the nuisance they are constituting in the environments. Right now, we are going through it. I mean, I just said UGM kidnapped people on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And then how sure are we? Somebody talked about data here. How do we trust their judgments on who is of good behavior and who is doing right, who is not doing right, who deserves it? I'm sure the prison ward now will just go and say, you, are they come out? You, this come out. You, that. I mean, no record, no nothing. How do we know how the selection will be made? How do we even trust them? We don't trust the judicial system. We don't trust the. I mean, it just says no better time describes when they say when the head is rotting. I'm sure you know how that ends. We need to fix our head. We need to be sure of who is coming there. And yes, let's advocate. Let the instruction or let the suggestion from NMA, Nigerian Medical Association, let's push for it. Let's push for that agenda. Let all governors contesting the presidential candidate, let them all go for mental evaluation, neurological evaluation, and also a mental illness. Let them all go for it. Let us push for it. Don't worry, don't say anything. You don't want to talk up. You don't say it. Just come and sit down, take your blood and go. Right? They should do that. They have probably give them a week. Find time. We know you are very, 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 very busy. I mean, INEC should be able to implement this. All right, Mr. Chris George, we are rounding up. You have quickly, please. Quickly.
Okay. There's one headline news I see here. I don't know whether it's truth. Concerning EFCC chairman that is committed. Anyone heard about the news concerning money laundering? EFCC chairman, the boss of EFCC. I want to say something.
Okay, Mr. Chris George, your network is not very clear, so your submission is just static. So please, if you can go in, I don't know, probably in the evening, we could take this story again. But yeah, we read it out here that yeah, Bawa he has still refused. He has still refused. He has still refused. He's appealing. He's appealing from outside the comfort of his home or his office. And EFCC is yet to say, okay, Battle, step down to this. All right, there you have it. Thank you for being with us on our newspaper review. It was good to have each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please do not forget the chat would not be holding today, and apologies. But I'll see you on Friday, and it will come with a bang. I promise you. Thank you very much. Do want to follow us on all our lineup of programs, from newspaper review to the chat, everything. Do want to follow us, and please like the broadcasts. Like the broadcast. How do I end this broadcast without giving a shout out to Dr. Gomez? Dr. Gomez, thank you so very much for the donation. I am even thankful for your write-up. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know they are true. But thank you very much. I appreciate. Thank you so very much. Thank you to Mr. Mark Irabo. Thank you to each and every one of you that takes time to support us on our every broadcast. Now, God, not only God feel bless you now. Thank you. Now they encourage us, now they push us. We know that there are people who are expecting so much from us, and we just have to, keep moving. Thank you so very much. Let's do this together. Even better, please. Those that are yet to get their PVC, go for it. Go for it. Just go for it already. Get your PVC. That's the only way that we can as when no one come out to protest now, so make person step down. You cannot, but at least get your PVC, right? Yeah, so let's do that. We as you can see, as you and I can see what is happening. In short, I don't need to ginger you. Shebi, you they see, all of us they see, and all of us they feel them. All right, thank you. Mr. Kennedy, no, on Friday we'll be having the chat. Thank you for being on this broadcast, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you to each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and bye-bye.